You've probably heard that quote before, maybe on a motivational poster or at the start of a TED Talk. But let me ask you, what if 90% of us are still living exactly that someone else's life? What if the biggest lie we tell ourselves is, I'll start tomorrow, when tomorrow might not come? Imagine this. You wake up one day, 30 years older, with endless regrets, projects you never launched, books you never wrote, dreams you buried under safe choices. That's the cruel mirror Steve Jobs held up to himself and to the world. Jobs wasn't born a genius, Apple didn't skyrocket overnight, and he refused to sugarcoat the hard decisions that got him there. Today, we're stripping away the myth and revealing the three brutal truths he lived by, truths that can either ignite your life or let you slip into anonymous mediocrity. Steve Jobs is worshipped as a visionary, but he was also fired from the company he co-founded. He didn't just sit atop a throne of success, he was cast aside like yesterday's news. Rejection, humiliation, self-doubt. His story isn't a straight arrow from garage to global empire. It's a winding road of setbacks, betrayals, and near bankruptcies. He lost his job in 1985, at age 30, the board telling him, "You're too volatile." He invested everything in Next, a company whose hardware never turned a profit. Even Pixar nearly went under before Toy Story became a blockbuster. Those failures were his greatest teachers. He looked at every closed door and asked, "What am I not seeing? Where can I focus next? How do I turn this scar into a badge of honor?" Because in the end, it wasn't Apple's product line that made him legendary. It was his relentless hunger and unwillingness to accept anything less than his own vision. Now, armed with that truth, let's dive into the three hard lessons he extracted from every setback and how you can apply them starting today. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Unlike money, time can never be earned back. Jobs lost a decade, from 1985 to 1995, rebuilding his career, and said later he felt like he was on borrowed time. Your day is your life in miniature. Want to change your life? Here's how to begin. Audit your day. Track where you actually spend your hours for 1 week. Eliminate one time thief, social media scrolling, endless email checking, and redirect that time to a passion project. Set a deadline mindset. Even if a goal isn't urgent, give it an artificial due date to compel action. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. You can love your work, but if you don't refine, reject, and repeat with brutal honesty, you'll never reach greatness. Jobs dropped out of college. He had no roadmap for founding Apple, launching Pixar, or building Next. He trusted that if he followed his curiosity, those dots would eventually link. If you're waiting for the perfect plan before you start, you'll wait forever. Steve Jobs knew that life rarely makes sense in the moment, but when you follow your curiosity, the dots start to connect in hindsight. Here's how to lean into that uncertainty. Follow what excites you, even if it makes no logical sense. Build a dot connection journal. Record every new idea, pop-up meetup, oddball project you try. Later patterns will emerge. Measure progress by learning, not just by immediate success stories. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Jobs preached passion, but he lived discipline, demanding prototypes, cutting features, firing teams. He knew that brilliant ideas die if you don't ship them fast and iterate relentlessly. Here's how to move from dreaming to doing. Apply the no filter. Each week, list 10 ideas. Say no to 8 of them immediately. Focus on 2 that truly move the needle. Adopt a ship-fast ritual. Break projects into 1-week sprints. Deliver a tangible outcome each Friday. Seek brutal feedback. Friends, mentors, online communities. Force yourself to hear this isn't working before you go too far down the wrong path. Remember, you have exactly the same 24 hours Steve Jobs did. What you do with them is everything.